Hey, and welcome to the Winning Daily Weekend Soccer Show. We'll have all your weekend soccer best bets and picks to be in the know to win that dough. So be sure to check out our earlier show that just aired live on YouTube for today's best daily bets. We already gave out a couple soccer winners earlier in the day this afternoon on Mooch and Gladbach. Really came through for us, so be sure to check that out. But let's get into the weekend that was soccer. Last week, not as good a week. In fact, a losing week. The week before, we had a really good week. Not as good last week. A couple of games that we thought would be high scoring didn't quite tip the scales, and just missed a couple of really nice ones. Let's see if we can get back on track this week. We've been pretty good during the week, so let's see if we can have a good weekend here. Let's start out in the Premier League, and let's go with Leeds. First, Bournemouth. We're going to do Leeds. Win both teams to score plus 215. So Leeds to win, both teams to score. Leeds coming off that nice win versus Liverpool. Bournemouth coming off another tough loss. I look for Bournemouth, even though they had that little spurt there, to keep dropping down the table here. Leeds, this is another chance to continue to climb up the table. Also steal 3 points from a team who will also be in the regulation battle. So I really like Leeds at home to take this. And I love that win, both teams to score here for Leeds, because Leeds has had trouble keeping a clean sheet. So I think the value there, plus 215, Leeds win both to score, is better value than just the straight bet on the three-way. But if you feel a little bit more comfortable taking just the straight bet Leads on the three-way, I understand the 215. I think it was like 140, was the regular value. So if you're more comfortable with that, go that way. But Leeds has just really had trouble keeping clean sheets. Bournemouth has found way to score goals this year. They just have had more of a trouble of keeping goals out. So I really like Leeds win both to score plus 215. With that said, anytime goal scorer Patrick Bamford plus 150. I know he hasn't had really the season in 2 years. Last year was just off because of injury, and he's come back this year. He hasn't been able to put the ball in the net. He's also struggled a handful of games with injury, but he's had opportunities. He had a couple opportunities last week versus Liverpool, couldn't deliver them. I look for him to start to find his rhythm here, deliver him plus 150 anytime goal scorer Patrick Bamford. All right, we're going to go to Brighton and Wolves, and we're just going to take Brighton plus 125 straight on the three-way. Wolves just, they did get that 1-1 draw last week, but I don't think they can handle Brighton. Their home field hasn't really mattered all that much. And, Brighton came off 3 tough losses, but then just dominated Chelsea. I look for them to get back on a roll. Like I said last week, they're one of those weird teams that sort of goes in streaks. Wins in streaks, loses in streaks, draws in streaks. And I think one of those winning streaks is coming. So we're going Brighton plus 125 just on the three-way there. And then anytime goal scorer Kuru Mitoma, the Japanese player who hasn't had a lot of time but got his first start last week, and I look for him to continue that. A really skilled guy, and a guy who can create offense, and Brighton always needs a guy up front who could create offense. I think there's value here as he hasn't started scoring goals or playing many minutes. So you got a little window here to see if he can get some playing time and get a couple goals. So anytime goal scorer Kuru Mitoma plus 400 on that one. So really like that one. And then lastly on Saturday, Leicester City versus Everton. Take Leicester City draw no bet plus 110. Leicester City continues to play well. 1-0 loss to Man City. I thought they played good. That's coming off 2 wins off that. Leicester City seems to be finding their form. So I think they can handle Everton here. This looks to be probably a definite draw game. That's why I'm going to protect myself a little bit. You're still getting plus value there with the draw no bet. So Leicester City draw no bet is what we're going to take on the plus 110. All right, let's go to Sunday, where a couple big matchups are going down. Chelsea, Arsenal. I don't know if Bukayo Saka's going to play. He got banged up in the game last weekend. They said he's been training and he might be good to go. I don't know. I think they'll be a little bit cautious with him, so I don't know if he'll play. I just feel like a Chelsea win here at home is coming. I'm curious to see if Arsenal can win on the road versus another top-tier team. So we're going Chelsea win, both to score plus 340, and we're going Chelsea minus 110, draw no bet. We're going to split that up, so we got a little bit of protection here if it does end up in a draw, which this one might. Chelsea tends to always play draws in these games versus the top tier teams, and Graham Potter is one to get his draws as well. So Chelsea win both to score plus 340. Chelsea minus 110, draw no bet. We're going to take anytime goal scorer Pulisic. I think he'll be in starting lineup. If he's not in the starting lineup, I think he could come off the wing there, maybe get a goal. So we got Christian Pulisic, a last goal scorer at plus 800 too. Potter's used him pretty nicely so far in the Premier League. So let's see if he gets, a couple more starts here. He didn't play during the week in the Champions League game, so I figure he's probably due to get some minutes here in the Premier League game. Villa, Manchester United, I'm going to go with Villa plus 230. It's a little scary because they were just awful last week. The week before at home, though, they were pretty good. So Manchester United's gotten a ton of results in a row here. A lot sort of 1-0s, 2-1s just by the hair of their chinny chin chin. I wonder if Villa could sort of replicate that form that they had at home 2 weeks ago where they won 4-0. So we're going to take Villa plus 230 versus Manchester United on the three-way. And lastly, on Sunday, Tottenham-Liverpool. We're just going to take a long shot here. Both teams have had a very, very good penchant of falling behind early in games and then either coming back to win or tie. So we're just going to take Tottenham fall behind and win plus 900, Liverpool fall behind and win plus 750, and just see if it's held like it's held pretty much all season long. Tottenham might be in some trouble here, though. Son's going to be out. Richarlison's going to be out. Kulusevski's going to be out. So they're basically down to one guy who could put the ball in the net here versus Liverpool, the Son thing out, who gives Liverpool tons of problems and able to get behind, certainly against their aggressive, backs who push up the field. They always got to be cautious. No Son, and like I said, Richarlison is out as well. So, and along with Kulusevski, who probably won't be back till the World Cup. So, Tottenham, Liverpool both fall behind plus 900, plus 750. Lastly, in that West Ham game, we're just going to take Samaka anytime goal scorer plus 170. That's what we got for the Premier League. Let's go to La Liga. Not a ton on Saturday that we love. Win both teams to score, Barcelona plus 120. We got pretty big on that. And then we're going correct score, Barcelona 4-1, plus 1,200, Barcelona 4-0, plus 700. And then this one I thought was a little interesting. Almeria, team total over 1.5, plus 550. I thought that was a lot. I know Almeria is not, top tier of the La Liga, but Barcelona really, really struggles to defend. They gave up 2 goals just the other week versus Pilsen in the Champions League. They are capable of making sort of poor teams look all right. So plus 550 for 2 goals against Barcelona. I'm going to take the shot on that. So Almeria team total over 1.5, plus 550 on that. That's all we got on Saturday. Little bit more on Sunday in La Liga here. Big matchup, Valencia, Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad had to go to Manchester on Thursday, so I think we got a little bit of an opportunity here. So we're going to take Valencia plus 310 versus Real Sociedad. Valencia draw no bet plus 195 on that one, and we're also going to take anytime goal scorer Edison Cavani. Like Valencia here, I know Real Sociedad doesn't drop many at home, but they're in a really, really tough stretch. They aren't a team that's used to playing this kind of compact schedule through Europe and then in La Liga. So they played a lot of games. Valencia's had a week to sort of prepare for this. Really like that Valencia. Same goes with that. Villarreal's been on a down stretch ever since Unai Emery has come. They struggled in the Europa League, and I think that'll continue. We took against them last week. That was one of the ones we won. We're going to go again because we're getting pretty good value. And if you look, Mallorca's played pretty solid the last couple weeks. So we'll see if they could continue. I know Mallorca struggles on the road, and Villarreal's pretty solid at home. But I wonder if Villarreal can get back since Unai Emery left. It's going to probably take until after the World Cup to sort of resituate that team. So we're going Mallorca plus 475, and this is the one I think is the better value. Mallorca draw no bet plus 320. I think there's a better chance for a draw in this matchup. So you don't want to lose your money straight up with a 475 if you're getting 320 with a draw no bet. We're going to put a little on both and see if we can hit pay dirt here. But Mallorca plus 475. Mallorca draw no bet plus 320 on that. Then lastly on Sunday, Real Betis plus 105 over Sevilla. Sevilla, had their little spark and they continued. They were awful during the week. They also played in European play. So coming to play Betis here, I think they'll struggle. Real Betis plus 105. All right, let's go to the Bundesliga. We're going to do two game parlays here involving Dortmund and Bayern Munich. One plus 537 for Dortmund, minus 2.5, Munich minus 2.5 in their games. And then plus 209, Dortmund over 2.5 goals, Munich over 2.5 goals in that one. We're going Wolfsburg team total over 2.5, Mainz team total over 2.5, Mainz and Wolfsburg's over 4.5. So we're getting Wolfsburg over 2.5 team total plus 600. They've put 4 goals on Mainz a couple different times the last couple times they played. Mainz is in pretty good form here, so over 2.5 I think is quite an option, especially with this Wolfsburg team. So 320 on the Mainz over 2.5. I think there's really good value in the Wolfsburg over 2.5 plus 600. I know in previous years they've been much better, but they're starting to find their form. So maybe they can hit that 6-1 over 2.5. I think is a real option. So Mainz Wolfsburg also over 4.5 is plus 475. Let's go to Sunday, and we're just going to keep riding Union Berlin. The odds makers don't think they're any good, but I'm going to continue to believe they're good. They've been at top of the table in the Bundesliga all season long. All they do is continue to win. All Bayer Leverkusen continues to do is look bad and lose. So you're going to give me 240, even if it is on the road in Leverkusen. I'm going to take Union Berlin. I know the last couple trips they struggled on the road, but Leverkusen just defense is poor. I think Union Berlin can take advantage. Plus 240 is way too many odds to give them. I'm riding Union Berlin here plus 240. I'm also going to ride Union Berlin win both to score plus 475. I'm just going to take advantage of it while they continue to sort of underestimate Union Berlin here. Both teams played during the week in Europe. Leverkusen continued to suck. Berlin continued to win games. I'm just taking Union Berlin. I'm going by not what's on paper, but what I've seen so far in the Bundesliga this year, and Union Berlin has been dominant all year long. Correct score, we're also going to take a shot at that one. Union Berlin 2-1 plus 950 on that. All right, that's what we got for the Bundesliga. Let's go to Serie A. Not much here. Really up on Saturday before the Tennessee-Georgia game at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think you'll want to watch this matchup. Atalanta versus Napoli, top of the table matchup. So tune in for this one, definitely. We're going at Atlanta, win both to score plus 370. We're curious to see if that sort of loss to Liverpool. I know it meant nothing, but maybe that sort of breaks the confidence a little bit going into Atlanta, who sort of adopted a different type style. They aren't as open as they used to be. They're a little bit more defensive-minded, but let's see what this one turns into. Should be a really great game. Win both to score at Atlanta plus 370. I tried to get this pronunciation. I had trouble with it. Salernitania plus 110 versus Cremonese. We're going to ride that, both two bottom-level teams, but Salernitana has been a little bit better, played pretty well. Both have played each other a lot in Serie B. Both moved up, but Salernitana has been much better in the thing. I think at home, plus 110, I think you're going to go with it here. So we're going to take that. Then Sunday, big matchup. Inter versus Juventus. Inter getting plus 135 on the three-way here. Maybe you drop it down to do draw no bet, but I just think Inter's the better team. Juventus continues to look really, really bad. So I'm going big on Inter Milan here, plus the 135. And then we're going to do a little two-leg same-game parlay, plus 530, anytime goal scorer Lukaku and Martinez. So that's what we got in soccer. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. Our college football show is out now with Dynamite David. Achilles Rain will be in Saturday to help record our best bets NFL show, plus Winning Daily live all day, every day, always at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be in the know to win that dough. That's our show, and we're out.